moved on, and you have.
Now we're going to talk about.
What are we going to talk about, huh?
Your now you can tell me all about who was married to our ancestors.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just this. I wrote this down right here. See about my father's father, and I thought he was the one that was born in Germany, and he's Jewish, and his mother was born in Ireland. She was Irish and born in Dublin, Ireland. So my sister Ina tells me, I can't talk to my brother anymore at all because about those things. You know?
Yeah, it's hard to talk to him because he's
because he doesn't know he doesn't know what I'm talking about, and you got to write it all out.
Oh, tell me about it.
Ooh, that's a job.
Mhm.
When he was there visiting in 1990, I wrote a lot of notes.
Mhm.
I sure did. So after he was gone, I had some around there that I hadn't gotten rid of, and I was sitting around reading them. That was kind of interesting.
Okay. And then who was it that came from? Was Jewish and came from Germany?
That was my grandfather, and that was your great grandfather.
Okay.
On my dad's side.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my mother's side of the family, we had Cherokee Indian in us, and the grandfather was the Cherokee, and the grandmother was the Dutch. She came from her ancestors. I don't know if she did or not. Maybe her mother and father or somebody came from Holland.
Oh, okay.
She was Dutch.
And how many brothers and sisters were there altogether?
I had 7 brothers and sisters, and myself made 8.
And how many do you remember?
I remember my brother Nicholas slightly, but I don't remember him very well. And Ray and Boyd and Johnny and my niece and myself. I knew them all. Yeah. Pretty well.
Do you remember your mother?
A little bit. I do remember once Johnny and I was out in the street playing in the mud because it had rained, and our street was a dirt road, you know. And it rained like a son of a gun. We were out there playing in that mud, just having a good time. She got after us. She gave us a whipping, matter of fact, for being all messy in the mud, you know. Yeah, and I remember that incident. I remember going to see her in the hospital. And the last time I saw her, we went up to see her. And I was mad at her about something. And I told her I was never coming back to see her. And I didn't get a chance to see her again.
How old was she? How old were you?
I was 5 and a half. I'd been turned 5 like in November, and I think she died in May or June or something like that. So that was about over 5 years. She was a nice lady, I thought.
What'd she look like?
She was a tall, thin person. And she had dark hair.
Black? Like Daddy's?
Black hair.
And your dad had red hair?
No.
Oh, he didn't?
No. I said he had red hair, and I said, no, he didn't. He had dark hair, kind of a brownish color hair.
And what color?
My grandmother had the red hair, you know, when it came out kids.
Oh.
Like every other generation.
And how about your 2 brothers, Johnny and Ray? What color hair?
Ray had dark hair.
And so it was just you and Ine that were red hair? Johnny. Okay.
He had the light reddish hair.
Oh, okay. So it was
3 of us. The 2 girls and 1 boy had that color hair. The other, I don't know about those. Nick, I don't know what color hair he had. I thought it was dark. I'm not sure.
Oh, what was Daddy like as a little boy?
I thought he was awfully good to me.
He was?
And he did, yeah, and Johnny. We were the 2 youngest. And he treated us very nice. I always thought he was a pretty great guy, you know. But my sister and he didn't get along very well. They used to fight a lot.
Oh, ain't Annie?
They didn't seem to hit it off too well.
Yeah, he said that she was kind of a pain in the neck to the, then,
Well, she was always getting into something.
yeah,
Doing things that she wasn't supposed to do. Making him crazy.
yeah.
But I really, when I didn't get to know my brother Ray very well,
Mhm.
because he was the oldest.
Mhm.
And I remember when he left home in 1929, I think it was, to go to Detroit, Michigan, because he thought he could find work there in the. My husband did the same thing. He went to Detroit, but it was in 27 when he went there. And tried to find work. And by that, I didn't really remember him. And then when he left, he left, and so he was gone. For a long number of years, I didn't even see him. Now I'm 35, so from 29 to 35, I didn't see him.
Uh.
So he was, kind of out of the picture for quite a while there.
Mm.
But then when we went to St. Louis in 35, well, then I got to know him pretty well. From 35 to 42, I was with him.
Were y'all all pretty easygoing people?
Well, we were, you didn't rail us up very much,
Yeah.
too much, we were. But we all had tempers.
Mhm.
I guess it ran in the family. And my dad had not much temper. My grandmother Lewis had a terrible temper. She was the Irish lady.
Okay.
So you gotta inherit some of these
Yeah.
good things and bad things in your family.
Tell me about Grandma Lewis.
Well, I didn't know her.
Oh, you
Because
didn't.
I didn't know any of my grandparents on either side.
You never met them?
No.
Oh, okay.
But Annie said she knew. She remembered Grandma Lewis. But
Now they lived in
Arkansas. We lived in Arkansas at that time. She said she came to our house one Christmas and brought a lot of nice Christmas presents and the tree. We had a little tree in the house. And she says that was the nicest Christmas she ever remembered in her whole life.
Oh.
Grandma came in the surrey. She had the horses in the surrey, and brought
Oh,
those
really?
things all in the surrey. Yeah.
That was a long trip.
Buggy. Well, she lived in Arkansas. Or did she come from Michigan? I don't know where she came from. But she couldn't have came. That's too far to come from Michigan to Arkansas on a horse and buggy. So she must have lived there in Arkansas. So.
Okay. Daddy was born in Black Rock. Where were you born?
Well, I was born in Lynn, Arkansas.
Lynn.
Uh-huh. I don't know where Ray. Somebody told me Ray was born in Louisiana. I don't know. But it'd be in that Bible, I guess.
Uh-huh. I know when I was a kid there used to be a picture of a houseboat.
Well, yeah, they had a houseboat at one time. There in Arkansas, I guess.
And
they used to trap these animals.
mhm.
They'd have all those skins on there. My mother and my dad. I have that picture.
Do you?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't think to bring those in.
Yeah.
I have a picture of my mother and dad and Ronnie and Ray and Lloyd and me, I think, because of babies. And what else? She's older than me, my mother.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's me. I really don't know.
Oh.
I thought there was Nick between Inez and me. So I don't know if it was Nick or me.
Mhm.
I never figured that one out.
And Nick died from what?
Well, they called it dropsy
Oh.
in those days, but it was urine poisoning. It was where the kidneys didn't work,
Mhm. And how old was he?
I think he was about 12.
Oh.
Annie said 9.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where I got the 12 thing from.
Oh.
Anyways. So.
But mostly you remember living as a child in Galveston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember. I was probably about 3 when he said when we moved to Texas from Arkansas. I remember riding on a train though.
You do?
And we came on the train.
Oh, okay. So you do have a long memory.
Yeah.
Oh.
Certain things,
Uh-huh.
becomes back.
What'd your dad do in Galveston?
Oh, he worked at different places, the rice mill, and he did work for himself He
Mhm.
papering, hung and painted and taught carpenter work. He
Mhm.
did all of that. I don't know really where else he might have got a job.
Now you went after your mother's died to live.
But I didn't go to live with Ethel Ryan right away.
Oh, you didn't.
No, see, that was her mother used to take care of us,
Mhm.
and she used to come down there with her mother when she was doing our work for us, minding us and that.
Mhm.
And that's how I got acquainted with her
Mhm.
and her mother and her sisters. And when she married, I was probably 9 or 10 years old at that time. I was in a home though for a year, anyways, I guess. I said 2 years, but I don't know. Between 1 and 2 years.
Mhm.
And when I got out of the home,
Which
it,
home was that?
it was this St. Mary's Orphanage in
Okay.
Galveston, Texas.
Okay.
So anyway, she and I got out of the home, Ethel had gotten married
Mhm.
to Lee Cannon. And that's when I started staying with her.
Mhm.
Because I was probably 10 years old when I started staying with her.
And how long did you live with her?
About 4 years.
4.
Until I
And
was 14.
yeah. And when you went to visit Daddy and them in Louisiana when you first met my mom, were you in high school?
No, I was in elementary school, and I was staying with Ethel, and I would go there for the summer, and I went there 2 summers in a
Oh.
row after they moved there. And then after that, I went to live there permanently.
Mhm.
And that was in 34, so probably that was like 33 and 32. I was there in those summer times.
Oh, that was during the Depression.
Oh yes, it was still during the Depression. It was bad too. Oh man, awful, awful bad business. There wasn't any jobs. I mean, people just stood around and waited on the streets to try to find work. Like some of the homeless do today.
Yeah.
This reminds me so much of the Depression years when people were out of work so much and on the streets, and of course this is not England and it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a depression, but it sure is a lot of people out of work and a lot of people out of homes.
And what was your dad doing then to support his family? Fishing and
Fishing and oystering and selling the stuff, and he made boats, skiffs.
Mhm.
And netted nets,
Mhm.
nets, yeah. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I used to watch him doing those nets.
Uh-huh.
Those same things like they throw
Yeah.
out. He did
Mhm.
those.
Yeah, I made one of those one
He
time.
made those. And,
They were hard work.
well, he worked on the banana boats, I remember too, because we used to go down to the docks when the banana boats came in, and he'd unload them. They take
Mhm.
these great big stalks of bananas and put them on their shoulder and take them off.
Mhm.
And we got a lot of bananas. We ate a lot of bananas. I still love bananas to this day.
Well, during the Depression, you were probably glad to get them.
You bet, because they filled you up.
Yeah.
And they were good to eat. So, and they came in every so often. These banana boats would come in, and he would get in there and work those and make so much money for doing that.
Okay. After that, y'all moved to St. Louis.
Well, we moved from Mansfield. That working on the banana boats and that was in Galveston.
Mhm.
And we moved to Mansfield. They moved to Mansfield, like I said, 2 years before I moved to school.
Mhm.
And we stayed in Mansfield for a little while, but there wasn't any work there. So my brother Boyd wanted to go up to Shreveport. So we went up there, and there was Johnny and myself and my dad and Boyd living in this one-room apartment. So there was only one bed in there, and then you had your little kitchenette in there, and that's all you had. The bathroom was down the hallway, and you shared it with the other people.
Mhm.
And Johnny and I slept on the floor. There was no place for us to sleep. We didn't have sleeping bags either, or air mattresses.
Yeah.
You just laid on that thing with a blanket if you had a blanket. Which I guess we had. I don't know. So my dad was trying to find work around there, and he got a job as a night watchman at a big old home there that they was tearing down. That was like in the downtown section of Shreveport, because they wanted to put in some commercial stuff there.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful old mansion, you know. And then as that was being torn down, he was the night watchman there.
Mhm.
So we used to go over there and hang around with him till dark. You know, he'd go over there just a little while before dark and to start his job, his shift there. And we would fool around over there in that old mansion. They had a stairway, had a big banister on it. I'll
Yeah.
forget that. We used to get on that banister and slide down.
Oh.
That was fun. So then my brother Ray came down from St. Louis. He was in the Army at Jefferson Barracks there. And he came down there in a 1922 Model T Ford. And this was in 35. He fixed up like a rumble seat on the back part of the Ford for us to
Mhm.
sit in. Johnny and I, and he and Dad, Papa sit in the front because it was just a two persons can ride
Yeah.
in there. And we took what belongings we had. My brother claims we took a lot of stuff from
Mhm.
him. I don't know what it was because we didn't have no room to take nothing. But I think he did make like a little frame around the top of the car
Yeah.
and made like a little place up there to put stuff and tie the ropes on it and that. And I think we did put our belongings there.
Yeah.
There sure wasn't very many.
Couldn't have been.
We didn't have any.
Yeah.
And boys, we made the trip. Now I have no idea how far it is from Shreveport, Louisiana to St. Louis, but we sat out there in that rumble seat made out of wood. You know, the seat was made out of wood, straight as a board, because couldn't move backwards and all the way. And we'd stop in little grocery stores along the way and get sandwiches, meat and bread to make sandwiches, and something to drink, milk usually, you get a quart of milk or so.
Mhm.
And we'd all share that, and that's what we'd eat on. We never stopped in a restaurant to eat.
Yeah.
Didn't have the money. We never stopped in a place to sleep overnight. We slept on the ground along the way.
Yeah.
Wherever we could pull over off of the old highway, because those highways weren't like they are today, with all those cars going by on it. And
Right.
we just pull over to the side there and lay on the ground.
And when you got to St. Louis, what did y'all do?
We rented an apartment upstairs from an apartment that was downstairs, and there was 2 rooms up there. And Johnny and myself and my dad all slept in the one bedroom.
Mhm.
Ray stayed at the barracks. And in the kitchen, you had a table and chairs, and a coal burning stove.
Mhm.
No refrigerator.
Mhm.
No toilet in the house.
Oh dear.
It was an outdoor one. You had to go downstairs and go out in the yard like to go to the bathroom. And we didn't have any hot water. And we were lucky we had water in there. You know?
Inside.
Yeah, we did have water.
Mhm.
It was worse, the cold water. No bathtub.
Mhm.
No bathtub in the house.
Yeah.
So you just had to bathe in the own basin, you know.
Mhm.
What kind of bath does Margaret call that?
A spit bath.
Spit bath. I heard her say something about that today. But that's what you had. So I got fed up with living like that, and I didn't go back to school, quit school altogether. So I went out the barracks and worked as a maid for the Army officers.
Mhm.
And I got my quarters down the basement,
Mhm.
and I had an inside toilet and a bathtub. How about that, huh?
Yeah, I came up.
I was flying high, right?
Yeah.
I worked for $5 a month,
Oh my.
and room and board.
And then your meals.
Oh yeah, my meals and a place to stay.
Is that when you decided to join the army?
No. I was only 15 years old
Oh,
at
okay.
that time. So I worked at the barracks for 2 or 3 different officers because they were leaving a lot. You know, I worked there. So let's see, probably I was 16, I guess, or 17. I might have worked a couple of years that way. Then I went back to Texas and sometime in there somewhere, a couple of times. I worked at a Chinese restaurant down there and a car hop on the beach for tips.
Mhm.
Well, I found it kind of hard to make a living. I really did.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So let's see, how did I happen to join the Army? Well, I went to I went back to Jefferson Barracks in 39 or the early part of 40, and I went back to work out there, and I was working for this captain, and they moved the Jefferson Barracks, part of it went to Fort Benning and the other part went to Fort Knox. So I went with them down there at Fort Knox, these people I was working with. So I worked at Fort Knox for that, Fritchie's and another family. Colonel Hedden, his name was. And then my brother got sent up to Pine Camp, New York, which was a new post opening up there.
Mhm.
And he, meanwhile, got married to Agnes, the girl he married. And they went up there. So I decided I'd go up there, and I went up there and was working there in Watertown, New York. I worked for some Jews in their home,
Mhm.
and I made $12 a week then. Oh boy, I got promoted, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I lived there on the premises. It was a beautiful home out in the country. And they had a nursemaid that took care of the little girl, but sometimes they didn't have a nursemaid. When they didn't, I took care of her.
Oh.
And I did the cooking and the cleaning. And they had someone do their clothes, but I always had to wash the towels because they used so many towels. So every day I go down and wash the towels. And one of those easy spinners, you know what I mean? It was an easy old washing machine that you washed in one part and then you put it in a spinner like and it's
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you wrung them out, you know. Then you just hung them. You didn't have a dryer in those days. That was in 1941 I went up there. And in 42 my brother got killed.
Okay. Now he had some children.
Yeah. Yeah, he just had one daughter, but it wasn't his when they married. She was 1 year old.
Okay.
And then he had one son who was 6 months old when he died, and he had another one coming.
Okay.
And
Did
so-
you ever meet those
Oh
children?
yes, oh yeah, I know them.
Oh, do you ever keep in touch with her?
Oh yeah, I know. I don't, well, I keep in touch with Agnes. And
Did- Is she remarried?
no, she never did get remarried.
And so there's a Lewis name going on somewhere.
There's two boys, Ray Edward Lewis Jr.
And they're,
and,
how old are they now?
Oh man, I don't.
They're older than we are.
Oh, they got grown kids. Anyways, well, Ray was born in 1941, and Bobby was born at the end of 42. So that's all.
They're not much older than I am.
They have grown children.
Uh-huh.
And,
Have you seen them since they've been grown?
We went in 1972. Edna and Laura went on a trip up the California Highway 101
Mm-hmm.
all the way to Washington State, and my nephew Ray Jr. lived there at Spokane, Washington,
Mm-hmm.
and we stopped by and saw them. And his wife is from Washington because Ray was originally from down in Louisville, Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
and but she didn't like it down there, so she went back to Washington. She told him if he wanted to stay with her, he was going to back to Washington. So they lived in Washington, and they had this wonderful boy, and I saw them then. I haven't seen them since then.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Louisville in '78 when we made that trip in our Johnson,
Yeah.
and saw Bobby and Mary Lou
Mm-hmm.
and their son and her two daughters and one granddaughter.
What side of the family? Who do they look like? Do they look like
They
Lewis?
look like well, Ray and Bobby favorite. Ray's somewhat, especially Bobby. He looks like Ray a whole lot.
And they have what color hair? Dark?
They dark-headed.
Are they tall men too?
Uh-huh.
Real tall. Mm.
Yeah. Agnes was dark-headed too.
That's interesting. See, I
They
knew.
didn't have no redheads. See, my mother and Alvy Ray's father were half brother and sister,
Mm-hmm.
and so we knew him all of our lives. You know, his mother and father lived there in Galveston, Texas, Aunt Sarah and Uncle John, and we used to go up there and hang around with them a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so Alvy was older than my sister. Quite a few years, too.
Yeah.
Probably 10 or 11 years.
Mhm.
And I mean, you know, they got to hanging around together.
Yeah.
And, well, we didn't know they were going to get married.
Yeah.
She just ran off and got married when she was 15 years old to him. Well,
Mm.
my dad was fit to be tied.
Yeah.
First of all, marrying her first half cousin.
Yeah.
because he is related.
But now that was your mother's half brother.
Yeah.
Now, so
Son, you know. My sister married my mother's half-brother's son.
my sister married my mother's
Yeah.
brother's son. Now, well, how did she get? Okay, does that mean that your grandmother, know that your mother was she? Let's see.
And my mother's mother, father or mother was somebody, was married more than one time and had her and had been married this other person
And had some other children.
and another child.
Okay, now did they have any children?
I
The man she married, what was his name?
Alvin?
Alvy?
Sure, that's Gloria Jean.
Oh, that's Gloria
And
Jean.
they had Gloria Jean.
Is that, do you think, what's wrong with Gloria Jean?
Well, I'm sure so.
Because you think they were too close.
Well, I don't know. I've seen programs on TV where first whole cousins said they
Yeah.
married. It's not against the law in every state in the United States.
Yeah.
And in some states it's against the law.
Mm-hmm.
And of course it's against people's ideas, you know, we don't believe.
Well, who was Amy Lou, or Aunt Annie had another little, Jamie, where?
Jamie, that's by her third husband, Ross
Oh.
Farrell.
Mm.
And
Well, what happened to her first husband?
he died, but they divorced
Oh, they divorced
quite a
before.
long while before he even died.
Oh, okay.
They were married quite a long time, 2 years or more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then she got married to a second husband, and his name was, let's see what it was. What was his name? But then there was no children there because he was pretty much older than her too.
Yeah.
Quite a few years older.
Yeah.
So then she and he split up, and then she married Ross Farrell, and she had this Jamie Lou.
Uh-huh.
She claims that she's in touch with her, but I don't think she is.
Well, whatever happened to her, do you know?
She's in this area, of course. Her sister and her husband, Ross Farrell's sister and her husband took Jamie and raised her.
Farrell was her last name?
Well,
How you spell it?
oh, Ferrero or Ferrel, I don't know.
And where were they from?
You know, down in Galveston, I guess, somewhere.
Really?
Or Arcadia or someplace, I don't know.
Oh, so I've got a cousin around here I don't know about.
Half cousin.
A half cousin.
Is
Oh.
it?
Well, if it's my aunt's daughter, she's my first
She's a
cousin.
whole cousin. First cousin.
Yeah, she's my first cousin, so I don't even know
Like
anything.
Gloria Jean's your first cousin.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
mine is.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
she's around here somewhere. She's a nurse, she said.
Oh, really?
And she met her at the hospital. That's how she met her after all those years.
Oh.
She never saw her in between.
Why did she give her to them to raise?
What happened? What happened?
She couldn't
I
make
don't
it?
know. She was just talking about it the other day.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, he got killed.
He got killed, and his sister raised her.
Yeah, but he didn't die until after that Jamie went to the state with his sister and her husband.
Oh,
It'd
okay.
be Jamie Sand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she raised her. So then she married Woods,
Yeah.
and she had Pete, and she had Butch
Uh-huh.
with him.
Yeah.
Then that ended. And here
Yeah.
she comes with the two little kids. I'm surprised she didn't come to y'all's house
She did.
with the two little kids.
Uh-huh.
She did Pete and Butch.
Yeah, I remember Butch as a baby.
Yeah.
And I don't remember Pete as a baby, but I remember Butch as a baby.
Well, she gave Pete to somebody else to raise. Well, who she say, Aunt Lily or somebody, and they raised him. He has nothing to do with her today.
Yeah.
Doesn't even recognize her.
Yeah.
Okay? But she thought it was for the best to do it, and the people wanted him.
Yeah.
So she let him have. And that's what she told me about Ross's sister too. Ross Farrell,
Mm-hmm.
the second daughter,
Yeah.
that she gave her to them. Because,
And she gave you Glory Jean.
Yeah.
And so
She gave Jamie away to them first, you know. And then she got a divorce from Ross, and then he got killed, and then she gave me Glory Jean.
wait a minute.
Being knocked around back and
Yeah.
forth somewhere between your house her wherever
Yeah.
she was hanging out.
Yeah.
So that's when I took her. I took her in 1947. So she was all, she was clear, free, you know, no kids,
Yeah.
nothing. So she goes off to Louisiana. She meets this guy Woods. I don't know what his name was.
Yeah.
Oh, I never, but anyway, then she has these two kids. So, like I said, she did let Pete go with the Smiths. I think some relation to Smith. Because, see, she'd taken up with Smith then,
Oh, okay.
see?
Yeah. Is that the one they call Cowboy?
Well, no, that was the Smith kid.
Oh, that's a Smith.
Kid, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She had 4 kids with him then, you know?
Okay.
So then 2 of those sons that she had with Smith, she had the 2 girls and 2 boys,
Right.
4 with him. Well, 2 of those boys, Cowboy, the one they call Cowboy, and Bill,
Uh-huh.
Ernest, you know, B's son,
Yeah.
well, they took them,
Uh-huh.
and they raised them. And Pete went with somebody called Aunt Lily.
Uh-huh.
But it's, you know, her husband B. Smith's
Yeah.
relatives. Brother, I think it was.
Okay.
Brother.
So really the only 2 kids that
She raised Gloria Jean up to 9.5 years old. She raised Butch.
yeah.
And she raised Bee and Doris.
Mhm.
So she raised 4 of her children out later.
Yeah.
But she's not capable of doing it.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what to do, you know.
Yeah.
But after, she says that Ernest and his wife, Charlene, would just take the kids over there and, you know, kind of start keeping them for them over
Yeah.
the weekend. They had no children.
Yeah.
So, see, they wanted those kids.
Yeah.
So they raised them.
Yeah.
Pretty soon they were there all the
The
time.
time. Yeah.
So then Annie claims they stole them from her.
Yeah.
But she said she did give up Pete
Yeah.
on her own. But she claims Ernest and Charlene stole her kids. And what made it harder, I guess, for her was they told the boys that she was their grandmother.
Oh.
They never let those boys know that she was their mother.
Oh. Okay.
And later in life, they found out.
Mhm.
And, but that's the way it went.
Okay, tell me about my grandfather. How'd he die?
Well, we were living there in St. Louis, and I was working in some home at the time, doing housework as usual. I did other work in between, but I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So I'd always go back to housework. That's why I didn't pay in all my quarters on Social Security. I didn't draw any Social Security on myself because I never, when you worked in housework, they didn't take that
Yeah,
Social Security.
that's true.
So anyways, I was working out in St. Louis, away from where he lived at the county. He lived in the county near JB. Ray was still at Jefferson Barracks. And he was doing this weaving like you do on these chairs.
Yeah.
Boyd had taught him how to do it, and he was repairing those things. He had a little house there that had like a storefront in the front and then living quarters in the back.
Yeah.
And he rented that place and was trying to get him some business drummed up where he would repair those things, you know. And of course, Johnny had gone off and was living in a foster home there in St. Louis. Somebody taking him when he was 14.
Yeah.
So he was all alone. Nobody stayed with him.
Right.
We couldn't stay with him.
Yeah.
Because he was so dang mean to us, we just left him.
Yeah.
Flat out, you know. So he was there working around in that place and living there. And the lady next door was an invalid. So her folks used to come every day to check on her.
Yeah.
See what she was doing, you know, how she was doing. And they came this one time and she told her folks, go see what's the matter with that old man Lewis. He's been hollering over there all day. So this was like in the afternoon, and she said he'd been hollering since in the morning time.
Yeah.
And he had appendicitis. And his appendix had ruptured. So then they got somebody to get him to a hospital.
Yeah.
And so they took him out there to the county hospital, which is way on the other side of St. Louis from where he was living. But he was doing They operated on him, and he was in with tubes everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and he was coming along pretty good. But see, in those days, they didn't make you sit up or breathe deep or what or anything when you
Yeah.
had surgery, and he got pneumonia, and
Oh.
it killed him in 2 weeks' time.
Oh.
He was dead.
And were you there?
I went to visit him. Yeah, I wasn't with him when he died. But
No, I mean you know. Oh, okay.
I went out to visit him when I could get off.
Yeah. And Daddy had married Mama, and he was in.
Well, where was he? And he was a Shreveport.
Yeah, yeah, down with
Because he
Mom.
died a year after we moved there.
Okay.
He
What
said-
year was that?
36.
In 36.
I forget the month, but I think it was in the spring of the year.
Okay.
I don't tell. So then the house he was living in was you know, a rental. He rented it, and of course we never owned a house our lifetime. So that was a red. My brother was having to try to struggle to pay the rent there.
Yeah.
Keep him going.
Uh-huh.
But we didn't have enough money to even bury the guy.
Okay. Is he buried someplace in St.
St.
Louis?
Louis, I don't even know where. I
Mm.
can't remember. I've never been back to the gravesite.
Okay.
So I never was back to my mother's until 88 when you took me down.
Yeah.
And was that 88?
I
No, it
believe
was
so.
86. 86. Because see, we came back in 88, but we didn't go to Galveston.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see Ethel, and she died, I think, that year.
Yeah.
But I've never been back to any of the graves.
Yeah. I have that picture. I'll have to find it somewhere.
Yeah, you gave me the picture we took at Ethel, but not the grave.
Yeah, I have one of the graves somewhere. I'll have to look them up. Ooh, we'll stop. I was recording with the cap on, so we didn't get it. Here, Charles.
Look at.
Okay.
I want the middle of it.
Why don't you get the baby?
I want that.
Yes, dear.
I want a big piece.
Do you know where y'all need to eat this? In the little room, okay? You need to go in the little room and eat it.
There isn't enough room in here.
Well, there probably is, but.
Mom, I need a drink.
John, how long did it take you to do your roof?
Whoa!
6 months.
Whoa!
Was it gonna take that long?
I want
It's a long
some.
time.
Whoa!
Is your washer and dryer in here, Jody?
Behind those, that screen. Here,
Black
guys.
all doors. Who wants ice cream?
Hey!
You want me to put some punch in the cups?
I will. Mine.
You want
You
want some ice cream?
I
I tell you, just a minute, Mr. John, put the ice cream in.
Oh, there it is.
I want icy.
Nikki, move and let Linda do that. Chad,
Mom, I want a drink.
she's gonna bring your drinks in there to you.
Come on out in the other room.
Hello.
Get ice cream
I
after.
want an icy.
How's the time? Yeah.
I like to get on and set the cruise control. Don't worry about the red light. If it's longer, I don't care. I mean, it's easier to drive.
That going through Clear Lake is a lot more dangerous with the stop and go and the turning and people.
But you know, Sunday we cars passing.
Do what?
You sit down. And
I'm
we
gonna move into the living room.
were going on.
You want?
Oh.
That's for me.
Well, Emerson store costs that much, but pictures do.
Pictures,
Yeah.
That's where they make their money.
The what does?
Remember?
Can we open it?
Pictures.
Wait,
Hey,
Chad.
all little kids in that direction. Look over here.
What are we talking
Nay-nay.
about? The pictures?
There we go.
Glamour shot.
You mean getting the reprint?
No, it's the pictures. It's the
You never
reprint.
give me.
Oh, really?
Chad, you need to wait till you get it out.
You don't do that.
Dad?
Why don't you come over and sit down in front of your mama and I need to bring it to you.
Oh, golly, that was so embarrassing, Chad.
That was.
Yeah, it was.
Fire truck.
A fire truck. Oh,
This what it is. That's the second.
You want to open this? Is the John?
What is this?
hey, we weren't supposed to do this, Carla. We weren't supposed to do this.
What's up? I do it too.
No, but don't. Mommy too.
That's, hey, D.
Oh, really?
D.
D, Carla, and your girls.
Battling cameras, D. Battling cameras.
Let me get out of the bottom fire.
Take it. Yes, yes. Oh, wait a minute. This is not supposed to be.
Tough mama.
From all of us to all
Oh,
of us.
hey kids, we weren't supposed to, adults weren't supposed to exchange gifts.
Tough it.
I mean, I held to it. Y'all are supposed to.
Is it working?
To the bigs from the Arringtons.
Well, oh, I hope I know what this one is. Just, aren't they? In a box, cardboard box?
Batteries.
You got C's, Charles?
C's?
2C batteries.
Everything but,
I got them. They're trunk of car.
White with a crop top. Come here, Chad. I like this
Name
shirt.
on it, girl. There it is.
Somebody's is under here somewhere.
Shelly?
Oh, I need more jeans.
Baby Mikey.
Baby.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, baby. Another Barbie.
There's one pony. Open it.
Figure out how to do it.
Open it.
Okay.
huh? There's me chicken.
Mom, you want to take snapshots?
Got the right size.
I'm too busy opening up the little one.
I'd love to know who Jared's present.
Y'all open your gifts. Keep going. Oh my goodness, I just bought one. Look at this.
Does it fit?
What is it?
It's a bracelet.
Does it fit? Does it fit?
That's pretty.
It's too big?
Don't beat it up, man.
It's too little.
Daddy, you can fit it on your finger. I mean,
Don't punch your mouth.
it's meant to be a pinky ring.
Mom, look what Ann gave me.
It's as close as I could get to the one you lost to your grandfather's.
That's what the fancy ring is.
Mom.
On the very top.
An angel?
An angel or a lady or
Probably that orange. It's an angel, you know, what they put on the top of a lot of. Now, what town is this?
Marshall.
Marshall. Oh, I haven't got the date on here. Oops. He was talking about that. I want to see what he did with the plexiglass.
Get the courthouse. Or the old courthouse. Drummer boys. There's nothing religious.
They can't be if it's done with the city. Oh, look over there, Charles.
This is where I'm supposed to turn, I think. I think I'm just going to the world. This is not the street I think I'm supposed to turn on. But we did it anyway.
Well, let's just stop and get a bearing. You know, I can't see if I'm what. I can't see if I'm filming. I don't even know if this is even going to come out.
All the different Santa Clauses.
Mm-hmm. I look at the old houses and the churches and all.
I guess people make them and bring them over here.
Probably the churches in the community.
Good. The wise men, the angels visiting the wise man, and the wise men making their trip to see the baby Jesus.
Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah, look at this.
All right, that must be Bowie where he thought.
Those car lights, I hope they're not
Wait a
missing.
minute.
Elvis.
Sure is.
Elvis, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Oh, isn't that cute?
Look at Elvis. This is Elvis Presley Boulevard. Cadillac, hound dog, Elvis Presley.
I hear music too. He's singing Blue Christmas.
Sure is.
I take it there.
Yeah, and there's Rudolph with a red nose.
Oh, this would be, I wonder how this goes on. This would make a nice Friday night trip up here to do it
God
on.
almighty.
Look down there.
Now, do I go that way, huh? Christmas tree.
Look at that.
Some religious Santas.
Oh, wouldn't this look like fun to have a...
Birds 5, 6 days, 12 days of Christmas.
I know, I can't see it from
Well,
Turn on the lighter.
honey. Hi.
You get a picture of the house?
Here comes Jason.
Yeah. You're not home?
I don't want to help you with some of this.
This is the main
We
drive
shouldn't have brought this.
to the Hermitage
Camera. You're not using it.
home of Andrew Jackson, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, that's Jason's big head. Quit that. Yes, dear. Goodness. Creek revival. I don't even know either. But here I am, standing here talking to myself again.
Okay. Yeah, go by Mama.
Backside of the Hermitage. Well, how'd you like that dizzy moment I just gave you? Where's my bumps? There's one. There's Rita. There's Mom. Hello, dear. The Opryland Hotel. Get as wide as I can here. Another atrium in the Opryland Hotel. Now that lady, golly, ladies. Why did we knock on the door?
7:10. Oh, we don't even have a date showing on this thing.
Here they come.
Let's see what kind of date we got. November 26, 93. It kept up the date.
Oh,
Hi there.
that place is disgusting.
Sit down.
What place? Well, most old folks' homes are. How's Daddy?
It's good. He looks good.
Nebraska's ahead. Nebraska just.
Ann, did he hear anything from Aunt Mary?
Nope.
Turn it around where I can. Let's go.
Carlos says that Nene and Mom look a lot.
There's Misty. We haven't got Misty on film. There. Hi. You hungry? She's already had a lot of turkey and dressings. Oh, Shelly. Look at Gabe. Watch that television. He's watching football.
Trying to make something happen.
We got a tape of.
I owe you.
What?
Why couldn't you off today? I thought you were going to stay on 12-hour shut-ins.
Yeah.
Whose head's in the way?
It's up.
Put you on another one?
3 weeks ahead of schedule.
Yay!
We did more work than what originally set out to do. Plus, 3 weeks ahead of schedule.
Check over,
Isn't that called working yourself out of a job?
what you're talking about?
No, yeah, that's different. Yeah, we finished that.
Wish he'd say something. That would be something.
Shelly, take your coat off, honey.
Your coax or your feed line there, or your is in line in your ends.
Can you see it?
No.
It might be right underneath.
Right here?
Yeah.
It's not on there.
Shelly,
Oh, I know what it
stick
do.
your tongue out, Shelly. Stick it out.
What's Carla doing?
Ah, I'm telling your mama.
Oh.
Stick your tongue out, Shelly.
Oh, that makes a lot of difference when you focus.
Shelly, stick your tongue out. Your mama's spanking you. Stick your tongue out, Day-Day.
I don't have a BB.
You want a spanking?
It's not 205, is it?
Then spank me.
415.
There's a.
Huh?
We don't.
Hey.
215. This thing is way the. Oh, we had daylight savings time. We had this set in Jason's for daylight savings time. Then we had. Well, it says 220. It's 2:30.
You're on camera.
Now sing again.
Sing the Barney song.
I love you. Uh-oh.
Okay, sing the Barney song.
I love you. You love me. Please listen like baby.
That's so nice.
That's good,
Yeah.
Joel. You're on camera. Say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Not a
Say,
bit shy.
what's your name?
Captain Denver.
Colton Jane Roma. How old are you, Colton? How many?
2.
3.
How many
Okay.
fingers? How many fingers? How many fingers?
3. That looks like 2.
What? One more. One more.
One more. 3. Yay. You gonna sing another song?
Sing your other one.
Don't fall off that stool.
You want me to sing Jennifer?
What's that?
Down? Yes.
Okay, sing that song.
Look
Oh,
at Granny.
Go over there.
You want to sing Jennifer?
You already sang the Barney song. The other one.
I like it. I like this song. I love it.
Okay.
I love you. You love me. We dancing like this. Be very big. And can we end it? You have to say you love me too.
Start over. Start over.
Wait, flirt with Granny. Flirt with.
Okay, now sing again.
Wait, take off the hat so they can see.
Now flirt when.
No, listen, honey.
Oh yeah, those eyes.
Wink, 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 wink.
Turn around and wink
it.
at me. Oh, good.
Wiggle your bottom.
Shake. From there.
I love you.
That's